What's happening? This is the Iran Nation on this Friday, the 17th of May, 2019, just after the Newfie election that took place last night. And before I begin, let me just say that while Iran Nation is accepting donations via PayPal and the link is pinned to the top of the comment section, I want to let you know that you can also wire money to Arana Nation at michaelarana38 at yahoo.com. I will put that email address at the top of the comment section. So if you don't feel comfortable sending money via PayPal, you can always do it through online banking if you know how to do it. michaelarana38 at yahoo.com. So, look, you see the title. The Simpsons were correct about Newfies. They were correct. Damn stupid. And, if there's any Newfies watching, look, don't get offended, okay? I say this partly in jest. And I say partly, mostly because the Newfies actually gave the liberals a minority. So it's in jest. Iran Nation's politically incorrect, okay? Violently politically incorrect. One day I might bash Newfies in jest. The next day I might bash niggas in jest. And sometimes I bash all y'all Canucks in jest. And it's just who I am. I'm not going to dance around it. But look, The Simpsons, it's so ironic that The Simpsons make an episode bashing Newfies as dumb and stupid and just airheaded and Ralph Wiggamish. And then the next day, they go on about how, hey, we're not how dare you? You're being racist, Simpsons. I mean, I don't know what the Newfies are talking about racist. They're not in any place to be offended by any type of racism. I mean, you wanna talk to someone about racism, talk to black folk, talk to Jews, talk to Arabs, talk to the Irish. I mean, they know what real racism and prejudice is. You Newfies don't know anything about prejudice. But we all see what's happening in Canada. The Liberal Party is violently unpopular, and province after province is throwing them out. Ontario threw them out, put in my man Doug Ford. Quebec threw out, their Liberals, even though the Liberals in Quebec, as in BC, are not Mac Daddy, Justin Trudeau type Liberals. They're more classical Liberals, but they got thrown out. PEI threw out their Liberals. The only two provinces to have re-elected the Liberals under the Mac Daddy's term is Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. And, those Atlantic-type provinces out there, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know if they I used to live in Nova Scotia. The economy is not good over there. There's really no jobs. The only people living out there are old geezers out there, retirees, and people who have a connection to the community where they really don't have, moving is not in their best interest. But nevertheless, the Liberals did suffer losses in the Newfoundland election. They won 20 seats, down from 27. The PCs, the Conservatives, which when it comes to those Atlantic provinces, the Conservatives out there shouldn't be considered conservative. But nevertheless, they got 15, which is up 7, and the NDP got 3. Now, one thing that you have to understand is that one of the biggest reasons why the PCs lost is not because of the Liberals. The reason is because of this vote splitting thing. There's a party out in Newfoundland called the Newfoundland and Labrador Alliance, which is a populist party. Now, they talk about things that I talk about. I mean, I call myself a populist, nationalist, independent. And they talk about things I talk about. But the thing is that what they have now done is, if you notice the final results, percentage-wise, the PCs under Ches Crosby got 42%, 90,791 votes. And this Alliance Party got 2%, 5,086 votes. And obviously we can do the math. 42 and 2 is 44. So and it's 42.6, and then 2.39. So they would have gotten at least 45% if you added that up together. The Liberals would have gotten 43. So popular vote wise, if an alliance and the PCs would have been united, because the alliance is a party which split from the PC, so most of those voters would have most likely gone PC if there was no alliance. Most of them, maybe not all, but it's very hard for somebody who says they're going to vote for this populist party to vote for a liberal party. So if they were united, the PCs would have won, popular vote wise. Now it's not really, I mean, I'm not going to go through every riding and do the math, but it's likely they would have won the whole thing considering how close the election was. So that's what happened. So Newfoundland has reelected one of the most unpopular premiers in the country. And we've done their charts which show the list of popular to unpopular premiers. And Dwight Ball was second only to Jezebel, who was Kathleen Wynne. I called her Jezebel. Kathleen Wynne was the most unpopular. Dwight Ball was the second. And then the guy that got kicked out in PEI was like, I think he was the third. And Notley was like the fourth. So they reelected him. Stupid! Newfies, man. You Newfies. What is wrong with you? You can't... First of all, you guys can't speak properly. Nobody can understand you when you talk. I hear the Newfie accent. I mean, I don't know. Are they from Ireland or something? Are they from, where the hell are they from? The way they speak. But okay, they can't speak. And then they're voting for the most unpopular. So you guys talk about how much you hate Dwight Ball and how much he rises, he puts taxes on unnecessary items, but then he makes cuts. And then you reelect the brother. You reelect him, and you say you don't like him. Talk about stupid. So don't get offended by the Simpsons. Because nobody reelects a party which they dislike, or a premier which they dislike violently. He's the second most, well, now he's probably the first, because Jezebel is gone. So everybody in Newfoundland hated him. They protested him. They picketed him. They did all sorts of stuff to him, but they reelected him. So, I mean, don't be surprised when Americans and others folks see you as dim-witted. Don't be surprised. Don't complain about The Simpsons, because this proves that it's true. This proves that it's 100% true. And again, I say it a little bit in jest, but you know what? I'm not too sure. I don't know. Somebody needs to go out there. I don't know if some kind of examinations need to be done. If these guys out there need to speak to psychiatrists. Is it a lack of sunlight? I don't know what it is out there in Newfoundland. Listen, I'm telling you, mark my words. I don't know whether the Tacky and Mac Daddy Justin Trudeau is going to be reelected or not. I personally think he might be. And I know the polls say something else, but, you know, I don't want to raise my hopes. I think he might be. But I'll tell you this for sure. It is for sure Newfoundland is going to, majority of the ridings in Newfoundland on election day are going to go for the Liberals. In fact, all of the ridings in Newfoundland right now are Liberal-owned. I'm pretty sure all of them will remain Liberal-controlled. All of them. Not even one is going to go for Conservative or for the NDP for that matter. None of them. None of it's going to stay that way. And usually how Canadian elections work is the polls close in different areas. So Newfoundland goes first. So what's going to happen is that the polls are going to close on election day and the Liberals are going to be in a big lead. Big lead, because Newfoundland polls close first every time. Newfoundland is first. And it's going to be a huge lead for the Liberals. You're going to think, wow, they're going to win. Then the Maritimes close. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, those few little provinces will close after Newfoundland. And I'm sure the Liberals will do well in those areas as well. Because, yeah, you've seen what happened in PEI and in New Brunswick, but those conservative parties out in the Maritimes are not like the conservative parties in the rest of the country. And I'm not a conservative. I'm an independent, okay? I'm just telling you that I've endorsed the conservatives, but I'm an independent. I'm not a conservative card-carrying member of any party. No party whatsoever has my loyalty. I'll vote for you if you espouse what I feel is my beliefs to the best of your ability. So that's what's going to happen. I'm sure they're going to lead in the Maritimes as well. And then Quebec is going to close, and then Ontario is going to close. That's when we will know if the Mac Daddy is going to be reelected or not. By the time Ontario and Quebec closes, it's not going to matter what the West does. The West, by then, they're going to have a determination. That's what's going to end up happening. By then, it's going to know. And then Alberta and Saskatchewan, they're going to go conservative. I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath out there. And then British Columbia closes last, and then the territories. But I don't know, the Newfies, I don't know, some they need help. I don't know what needs to happen out there. I don't know if we need to send the Clinton Foundation out there, if we need to send the United Nations out there, we need to start some kind of fund, save the Newfies, help the Newfies. I don't know what we have to do, but they need help. They need serious help. But that's all I have to say on this. But it's fine, democracy. It's fine. I have nothing to do with Newfoundland. I don't live there. In fact, that's one province out east I've never been to. So, to hell with them as far as I'm concerned. This is the Nation.